Today we're going to be exploring a situation where, but today we're just going to be making alternate history for humanity. Uh, yeah. So actually, instead of starting in Afro-Eurasia, like over here, oh yeah, heavy. It is pro inspo, by the way. We're actually going to start the humans down here in Florida. So they're going to, so this is going to be like agricultural societies, basically like really small communities, maybe 200 people, just farming, the farming societies, and then all that civilization. Oh my god. And then all of that civilization because people want more land, so they go up the the Mississippi River. And that causes a lot more land to be discovered like a lot more quickly. You know what I mean? So so this is the current map of like where these societies where people are settling down uh and they're getting very close to the Great Lakes which will be jackpot. And eventually one explorer kind of makes his way up north and then he discovers a lake, the Great Lakes, and then he's like, "Yo, what is this?" And everybody else is like, "Yeah, what really is that?" So all these societies kind of send out their groups of people and they start exploring the region, like modern day Michigan. And as it turns out, northern half is not very good for farming, so they kind of just, if they do explore up there, they probably like stick to the very, very coastal areas. Like they maybe they just go all the way up here, all the way down here, but then don't continue after that because remember we do got the entire Canadian shield up there. So great. Now there is a uh monopoly. Now we know the most valuable region in the land. So it's around here in Michigan. I'm just gonna. If it is in Michigan, then it's in Ohio or just kind of these areas, and people kind of flock to there. That's gonna empty up space. That forces people to go a lot to the west because they're not going to go more north and they really don't want to go more south. So they go more west about up until they hit the Rocky Mountains. And the discovery of the Rockies is kind of crazy because that means that it's kind of limited unless you want to go up north, which some people do, but really most of everybody doesn't really want to do that. So, people invent a new way. They they stack wood and then they create boats. And then they start sailing off with those boats and then they discover islands. First they discover the Bahamas, next they discover Cuba. And and then it's like, whoa. These places are beautiful. It's free real estate. Yep, capitalism already exists. But we need societies to keep, say, the capitalists from becoming too powerful. So all of these Caribbean so all the Caribbean peoples form kind of this. So all the people settling down in the Caribbean form kind of like just this union, and it is the Teal Union, and it is the first official country we have. And then and then a bunch of people from Teal start to go over there because some of their family might not live in the Teal, and then they're like, "Yo, come join this place." But the concept of civilization is spreading rapidly, especially with people who dislike the way Teal is governed. The rich people kind of want to rule their own little country because they disagree with how the things being run in this Teal country. So they found this new little country near Louisiana, Texas, that area. And then, of course, the two countries get into a rivalry. The workers from Teal flock to, or wait, no, the workers from this blue country, they flock to the Teal country, and the rich from the Teal country flock to the blue country. So nobody's happy right now. But then another civilization pops up. It's green. We don't really know what their whole big deal is, but yeah, we don't really know. Do we ever really know? This And then green's like, "Yo, we want to unite everybody in the world." And then they kind of have just them ideas, and they're the first civilization to make it to the Great Lakes. So, but continuing on with the exploration, farmers reach the Pacific. Farmers reach California, Washington, Oregon, and it's a very it's a very hard trek. Only about 5% of people who try to make it over there survive doing so. So they all agree just never to do that again, leading to all these California societies becoming quite isolated. And then they expand downward. Wait, stop. And then all these California societies expand downwards, and then a massive earthquake kind of shakes the region over here. And they're like, yo, we gotta do something. Because if we keep living lawless like this, then because if we keep being societyless like this, then nobody's gonna be around to help us, and then we're all gonna die. So the Californians form their own little nation. Elsewhere, though, um, these people kinda disagree with the way blue is being ruled. At this point, blue shut down all borders with teal because of just how much the workers are fleeing their country. So So in say this city, they're fed up. They're like, "Hey, we want fair wage. Why haven't you been getting it like that like the teal?" And then they manage to break the blue and teal border, and then they tear down and then they tear down that wall, and then a bunch of them migrate into the teal country. So this is kind of a disaster. Blue wants a new ideological system to help put down the pink rebels, which they do, but still. The whole revolt has left their entire populace very unhappy. So they try a dictatorship. They try and control the spread of the free press, and they stop allowing people to speak their mind in public anymore. And then after this, they completely closed the country to everything else because of revolutionary ideals. And then the blue government does something pretty crazy. They send everybody who has ventured out to another nation, seen its ideals, maybe like, hey, maybe this isn't so bad after all. They sent all of them out into this land. Basically, what's modern day Oklahoma? They're like, get out of our nation. We don't want you here. We don't want these revolutionary ideals. That's what they're calling it. We don't want the revolutionary ideals in our nation. So they're all exiled to Oklahoma. And then this is the map for episode 1. See you all in the next episode.